all you fine people out there. This is Dane, JONAH Guitars. This is what I've been calling the Route 66 guitar. I don't know why I picked 66 over Interstate 95, just probably because there's a song about Route 66. And that's where Winslow, Arizona is, from the famous Eagles song, Take It Easy. Eagles, a couple guys from Eagles and Jackson Browne wrote that. Anyway, I've been making some progress. Basically, I glued the fabric on. I don't know if I have any other footage of this guitar. I'm pretty sure I don't. I glued the fabric on, did a couple coats, probably 3 coats, a couple roller coats, and then a spray of Simtech Easy Sanding Sealer. And then I was shooting clear on another guitar, and I had a little clear left over, so I just shot clear over all of that. I had sanded it back a little bit, I think. Shot clear on top of that. This is going to get a red edge and then fade. The main thing that I'm doing today is this this neck. Now I have them over on my shelf on stickers. I cut 3 of these. I think I cut 4 or 5 of these out when I did them originally. Now this is similar to a STRAT neck in that it's everything but that little thing right there is STRAT. I don't know how far off of STRAT you have to get, but I decided rather than mimic them exactly, I would change it just a fuzz. I thought it would be kind of fun to split this and add some veneers to the center of it. Problem is this neck actually is very much exactly flat sawn. Let's get you down to the camera. Hopefully you can see the lines there. I didn't write over them to help. The other 2 are more of rift sawn, and when I put them up on my joiner fence that I can put things on and see how straight they are. This thing's actually very straight. The other 2 have just a little bit of a twist in them, and they're thick enough that I can take the twist out. But that got me thinking, if I bandsaw this thing down the center and then joint this edge straight, is that going to relieve enough tension or create enough tension in this neck to have it twist up on me? I'd hate to have that happen. But the other side of that whole equation is I'm not married to this at all. I just soon build another neck. I've got a couple other laminate blanks floating around here that I could probably make this happen with. I don't know why. I was just thinking I'd like to I say I'm not married to it, but I'd kind of like to stay with it just for the overall effect of it and being a STRAT. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to split this and see if it curls up on me. And I'm just going to try to run it freehand as tight as I can to the center that my actual resaw blade takes too big a kerf. I don't want to have to put that many layers of veneer back in this thing. All right, I'm going to go ahead and split this neck. And I will set up the camera just in case it decides to go twisty crazy on us. We can go there together. So you might ask yourself, what kind of idiot takes a perfectly good neck and rips it in half? Well, this kind of idiot. Be interesting to see. I didn't, and you should be able to see the angle I'm looking at that. I didn't get a really good straight line with that. The wider bandsaw with the straighter blade might have been better, but wider blade and straighter blade. Anyway. We'll clean it up and we'll do what we have to do to make it work. If I have to add a piece of walnut through the middle of it and then put a veneer on either side, that would be just dandy as well. Yeah, let's see how much I knocked out of there with just that. Well, I'm going to say maybe 32nd, not much. I mean, not a good fit for the neck, but all right, I'm going to straighten this up in the joiner, and then we'll come back and we'll do some rips on the veneer, and we'll start putting things together and figure. All right, so I did measure the veneer again. It's actually 23,000, so I'm just going to nominally call it 20,000. And so I think what I'm going to need to do is 4 pieces of black, two sandwiched together, right against the maple, and then 2 strips of white, and then 2 more strips of black. And I'm going to see where that puts me. It might put me right where I need to be. Okay, I think we're ready to attempt the glue up here. So I had thought about clamping this together and initially taking some of the veneer off of the height here. It's not really necessary. I was concerned about it being even on both sides, but I have to take material off of both sides. Not to mention this being the top. I got a whole truss rod slot that comes out of here, and of course that's going to nullify whether this is flush or not. Plus, there's a fretboard going over it, and then here we have the drop for the tuning pegs to lower the keys on the straight style headstock. So this is really a non-issue. So I went ahead and made some blocks up that just straddle those veneers on this side, and then okay, so we'll get it glued up, we'll get it in the clamps, and then I'll be able to put a clamp here which will squeeze it down to the pipe clamp I'm using from the sides, and that should keep everything in line. And even if this kind of wants to force its way out of here a little bit, that shouldn't be an issue. My biggest concern here is keeping the 2 halves lined up. Not that that's even super big deal, but it's I want it to be as lined up as much as possible because I'll have to fix it if it's not. So anyway, there's that. This is today's glue tray. And today's glue of choice is veneer glue. In this case, it's Unibond 1. Okay, let's get this thing out of the clamps. Yeah, that's no surprise. Block's glued down. Oh, that one wasn't bad. That was oh, I actually hit my finger. I'm glad it's not terribly sharp. Alright. These halves lined up pretty good. It's a little tiny bit off there. I'm going to go ahead and just run this through the planer and then flip it over and run it through the sander. Catch that up. This feels pretty good. Did I say planer? I meant joiner. Gonna push it through the joiner and the noise happens. So here goes. All right. So I don't know if I mentioned this yesterday, but when I had just the blacks in there, I put it together and I put it in the pocket. It fit perfectly. So the white, another 40 thousandths, so I'm definitely going to have to take that 40 thousandths off the outside edge, which gives me room to get all of this other stuff trued up. So no issue there. This is nice and flat. I'm going to put it in the sander. I'm going to go ahead and turn you off though for that. Well, all right. So I just wanted to get it to this point for this video. This is just needed to be kind of a short little thing here that just shows you the process that I just went through in order to add this veneer. Just to add a little bit of interest to just a plain maple neck, and it will actually also add strength, some structure. Like I said before, it was a flat sawn, very good, just completely flat sawn. Like my other necks that developed a little bit of twist to them, they're just blanks. I'm not going to use them. Yeah, they were riff sawn. So anyway, just it. If I put my template on here, basically I flush the end, the peg head end. I'm it's just a fuzz long on this. Center it up, and it's pretty much centered here up on the front end of this thing. It actually centers out better if I match this bottom detail. So that gives me some wood off the top and then all the way across the top of the peg head. Basically, it's there's a step where because of the increase in width, that original flat here along the peg head, there's a step here. So basically I'm just taking that step off is what that's doing. So anyway, that's it. That's all I wanted to share with this. Anyway, if you had a situation like this, call it good. See you guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.